So good luck.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's
Long
up,
time no
brother?
see, my man.
Yeah, literally, what, 24 hours?
Yeah, man. Less than I think because the game was what 8:30. So,
So, yeah, something like
how
that.
you feeling? How's everyone doing tonight? How are you, my man?
I'm doing good, man. Just frustration, obviously, but gonna try to get into that later. But fun stuff happening today. My wife and I started a new the series, the Rookie. We started watching that today after we finished up Master Chef Junior. We finished the new season, trying to catch up
That's a
with the
good one.
kids. Yeah, I
That's a
love
good one.
Gordon Ramsay. Love Gordon Ramsay.
He's softened up, man. He softened up a little bit.
That's what I was saying to
I
her.
guess you
So
have to.
we
Guess
did
you have to a little bit, but
Hell's Kitchen, and like we did the most recent season that ended like in January, and we were like, I was like, man, I never got into it because I was like, holy shit, that man scares the hell out of me. And then I watched a couple seasons back, like when I was like 20s, like early 20s, and I was like, man, this dude scares the hell out of me. And then I watched it this year. This season, I'm like, he softened up so hard, but
yeah,
especially because I'm like, it's Hell's Kitchen. He's supposed to be like hell, and he's like super nice through it half the time. And I'm like, man, it's not the same Gordon Ramsay.
not like he used to. Like same thing, like Simon Cowell. He got soft too.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
You know who else
What
got
about you?
soft?
The Union?
The
Is that what you're
Union.
about to go with?
The Union have gotten kind of soft. That's where I'm going with
How was
that.
your day? What'd you do today, though, bud?
But had a little nerd time. Got to
Nerd
do
time?
some little D&D action with some of Megan's some of her best friends' husbands that I've become friends with.
Nice.
They got me into it, and it's pretty fun. So I got to nerd out today,
Good.
and now I'm getting to do this. So
Yeah, nice.
make
nice.
sure before we dive into it, make sure you guys go follow us on Twitter at checkthenet_pod, myself at Esfuentes 365, Colin at Reckless, that's with 3 S's, 019, and anywhere else you find Old City Sports Network content like at old_sports and www.oldcitysports.com. Use promo code Philly in all caps for 10% off site-wide. What do you got?
I got Corey Welk saying Simon Cowell
yeah.
wears the same shirt as Oliver. That's actually
Still, hey, that's consistency though, man. He hasn't since from the time he started. It's been a schmedium ever since.
Yes. Yes.
So, oh man. So what else, dude? Anything before we go? Before we dive into this, because I know we didn't really talk about the Pachuca game. We're gonna dive deep into that in Union Talk. We have the halftime post-game show. We're gonna dive deep into what we saw of the roller coaster of games and that. But how's Kylie?
She's good. She had a birthday party Friday night. Haven't talked to her since, so hopefully she's watching because I'm missing a little girl.
Out. She's partied out then already. She's a party animal, just like Oliver.
Yeah, I mean Oliver's going to be the funny one too.
Doing? Up all night, I hear.
He's eating. He's eating right now, so obviously he, can't really bring him down here.
Bulking up. We definitely could possibly need him for this Saturday's game in Portland.
I'm not keeping my newborn 1 month old. Oh, he's 1 month today. He's
mean on the field. We might need him on the field just for bodies, at least on the bench, maybe.
Wow.
So get 2 Olivers out there. They might need you and I out there soon.
Sign me up, man. Let me tell you, I'm ready.
Walk on, like what's it called?
Quarterback
it'd be Invincible. Yeah, it'd be Vince Papali or whatever for just the Union.
As much as my mom can say this, I didn't read books in high school. The one book I did read when I was in high school was Quarterback Walk On, so that kind of reminds me of it too. So
there you go. They should do like a lineup outside the stadium,
like a open tryout.
Yeah, if you can score from this many yards out, go ahead, give him a jersey. Throw him on the bench for the game.
I could done that.
What do you
So
think?
all he's done is kick, so he's ready. So yeah, I mean, I'm telling you,
There you go.
he's gonna be a soccer player. I'm pushing for that. I really, really am.
Oh shit! Happy St. Patty's Day, bro. Are you wearing green?
Yeah.
I don't know
Am I
why.
wearing green? I'm wearing my green pants. I'm not standing up for that though.
There you go. There you go. Green pants. Well done. Nicely played. All right, dude. You ready to go into it?
Let's get it because there's a lot to talk about.
Let's do it. Union Talk is brought to you by SeatGeek. Download the app, choose your game, and use promo code Old City Sports Network for $20 off your first purchase. Use up all those emails, people. Go out there. Season's coming to an end, and for hockey, baseball's getting ready to start. Union, 3 games, 4 games in. So make sure you guys use that code for all those emails. All right, bro.
Next Union game to get to would be the 30th. It's a 2:30 game, so that's definitely a fun one to get to.
Kids Day, right? Kids Day.
Kids Day. Oliver's first game.
Do it for the kids.
He's 1 month today too, by the way. Just thought
That's
about
great.
that.
I saw the pictures, dude. The pictures were awesome.
He's so long. I'm tired of it, man.
I like the little blanket thing. What is it? Just a little mat?
It's just a blanket. It's just a
Is
blanket.
it a blanket?
And then she just has like little like things that she can just put on and be like 1 week, 2 week, whatever it is. So
He's perfect.
it is.
All right. Pachuca. We didn't show up. We stayed on the plane wherever they were. 6-0. Worst loss in team history.
Worst loss by an MLS team in CONCACAF play. It's just a lot right now. It very sour taste in our mouths. I'm gonna start off by saying that I think once the penalty kick happened, like the foul happened, they checked out. And I don't blame them because I personally don't think that it was a penalty. That's normally a normal tackle for him. But no one showed up other than that. There's really not a person you can single out from the game. Andre Blake looked defeated, just, it's not that he even let all those goals in. It was the defense just couldn't stop anything. Pachuca was just faster. Pachuca just that day, no one was beating Pachuca. I don't think anybody was scoring on Pachuca. And, it's frustrating for us as Union fans because here we are seeing them just go through the motions and trot. Like that's what it just felt like for me. And we were talking about that last Sunday. I'm like, yeah, like you felt confident. I think you had them winning. And I was a little I was nervous. We don't know MLS team does well in Mexico, but that just sucked. That sucked to watch. I think once the second goal happened too, I think that was the nail right in the coffin that just said the hell with it. That's why you saw Martinez kind of pull himself out of that game. I don't believe he was sick. Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't, but I think he is like the emotional leader that was just kind of like, okay, the hell with this. That's just my opinion. Again, maybe I'm seeing too much into this, but yeah, I suffered through that. I watched the whole game. I went on. I know Mike Barrera had this little podcast with Jose. I was on that, just listening into them and all the comments that were coming in. People are still not happy with Ua, how he performed that game. I personally, you can't slander just him. It was all in all, it was a bad game. I that's not much else I can say. Like the defense is just bad. Andre Blake he just looked defeated. It wasn't even like had he made like let's just say it was like 3-0 still. I still think he would have the same body language coming off the field, just defeated. Like, what are we doing? And that's a token on the ownership and not wanting to spend the money for players to give the depth and give everything that we as fans want. Like I'm tired of the cheapness. I'm tired of we just reloaded Union too because we got to reload our youth. We gotta worry about like we're trotting Chris Donovan out there as our third best striker. That's an absolute joke. I don't care what anybody says. Someone like you can criticize me as much as you want. Chris Donovan being our third best striker is an absolute joke. Their big name signings were the guys just bringing them back, i.e., Bedoya, Wagner. Now, don't get me wrong, Kai Wagner's our best left back. What we've probably seen on this roster ever. Period, bar none. His services last night on crosses in, deliveries in were spectacular, but that can't be your only free agent signing in the offseason. And I think I can speak for everybody when I say that. Controversy or not, yes, he's an impactful player. The team is better with him than it is without him on this roster. But that can't be your only big name signing. Then you go get like Marcus Anderson, who we've been expecting. Like we're expecting minutes from him. Like you're gonna go out and sign him, and it's just like we said last night. Like what is Donovan doing in training that's better than what Anderson and Baribo look like? Because when Donovan takes the field on Saturdays or Wednesdays, he looks like a lost puppy, and he's just not good. I will stand on that mountain. He's just not a good player. So I'm running out of words to say about just last Tuesday alone. Besides the word embarrassing, and it was embarrassing not from just what we saw on the field, but just front office. It reflected on the front office, the GM, the coaching, everything. It just reflected poorly. So I need you because you're a little bit more positive in takeaways than I am, and I need something here, buddy.
I don't think the most positive person in the world could take and really have any takeaways from it. Good takeaways, I mean. Like being the fight, right? The being resilient. All these first few games to start the season, we've said that's been the theme, right, for this team, the fight that they had. Well, that that went out the door because yes, the penalty, what was it, 7, 8 minutes, 6,
It was
7 minutes, 8,
it was like 5
it,
minutes into it,
whatever
yeah.
in, right? That for any team is going to be a little demoralizing. It's going to take the game plan completely away now when it's
Gone.
that early in the game, right? So I agree with you 100% there. But the look on their faces, goal after goal, it was more.
Mortifying.
No one was fired up about it. Nobody was like, "Hey, what are you doing? You're not in the right
Accountability.
spot." Everyone's just
Like nobody was holding each other accountable.
like, you know what? Maybe they didn't want to be in this tournament anymore. Once they got down and they realized, oh, whoa, hey, okay. Because then I think I have it up. Hold on. Because then I think the goals. Yeah. So then at halftime, you're down 3-0.
I thought it was
And
2. I thought it was 2.
it's well, no, because then they had the stoppage time goal in the 45th, the 6 minute mark of stoppage time before. And then, but it's what's his name? How do you pronounce it? Rondon
Rolled on.
was, oh my god, dude. He was the best player on the pitch,
No
clearly.
questions
I mean,
asked.
it looked like a MLS player versus a high school team sort of deal. And it was bad. They didn't
That's
even
the
look to
type of
care.
player that I wanted the Union to sign this offseason. Somebody to get
Mhm.
us over the edge. Someone to like not that I've lost faith in like Ua Carranza up top, but our midfield is so depleted and we can't get balls through to them. Just like Tito.
Yeah.
Tito's been preaching that every episode that he's watched with us. That our midfield's just so shaky we can't hold possession of the ball to spring our strikers. It's very apparent. The thing with trotting out the same team 3 consecutive years in a row is they're all getting older. That's the problem. And you can add in the youth with Sullivan, Swiss Army Knife, and McGlynn. It's not going to make a difference with if everybody else in the team is still getting older. Like Bedoya is
Mhm.
36, 37.
And
Like I get it, he's on the bench, but
e- every other team is adding pieces, whether they're young or old, they're new pieces. They're the pieces that are going to get you over the hump. And if that's what you need, no one's to me, it doesn't need to be a big splash name. But if it's going to be somebody who's going to be able to start and give meaningful minutes, then yeah. But I'm sick of these signings where we're not even seeing them. And I swear to God, I'm going to talk about it later. If Grebo gets any sort of minutes on his national team, what the hell are we doing then? How can he get minutes there, but he can't get minutes
He can't beat
for
out
his
Chris
club team?
Donovan. Like, come on now.
How? You're good enough for the what
Israel.
Israeli, right? Correct?
Israel.
Israel, the Israeli national team, but you can't get minutes over the likes of 25. But another one of my things about the Pachuca game, and it led into last night's game, are the center backs. They're old, man. They look
Dude.
old. They're out of place. They've had horrible moments where we're giving up how many goals now? Where that was what kept us in games, to allow us to get those 1-1 ties, 1-0 wins,
Yeah.
2-1 wins instead of these 2-2 ties, 1-1 ties, getting your ass kicked 6-0. But really, the only person that stands out to me on that back line besides Kai is Low. But then last night, the one where he's out of place, he
And he
kicks his leg
whiffed.
up as high as he can, he whiffs. Elliott's out of place then. Bam. Goal
Oh,
number 2 for and we'll talk about it more in Austin, but it that has been the theme. So, I don't think it's that I've read that a lot of people say, "Oh, we're a team that we used to be known for our defense and our counterattacks to now being a team that is more offensive minded." Is it that, or is it that we're getting behind that we're forced to be offensive minded? He's not wanting to be offensive minded. Austin was the first game that we had an offensive minded attack going into the first half, going into the game, but you're forced to after you got your ass kicked 6-0
yeah.
and you have a fan base going crazy the way you are. That's
Yeah.
not because you want a game plan that way and that's what you're trying to do from the get-go. You were forced to do that because you're on the hot seat now.
Yeah.
So Pachuca, I think, opened up a lot of their flaws to there's going to be some good MLS teams out there this year. If you look at some of these games, they're putting up points. They're putting up goals. We are not.
No.
We don't
We're
have
giving him up.
the depth. And maybe getting knocked out is a good thing, but not getting knocked out like that, that's never a
That
good
was
thing.
no.
And I don't even think putting up one goal would have made me feel any better than this. This it you there are no good takeaways from this.
From the Pachuca game,
I
absolutely
would
not.
have liked I would have liked Curtin to have a little bit more fire and maybe call out, not name players, but maybe just like call out more than he does than saying like, "Oh yeah, some players they're out of position, they could be there a little bit faster." That plays into fitness. It's always the same
The frustrating thing is
thing.
it's
Like
like it feels like
break the
Andy
character.
Reid. It feels like Andy Reid, but as a union head coach. It's the same thing you're gonna hear, and that's why I have a problem with John Harbaugh. It's the same thing after every loss. It's the same thing for, "Oh, that's not us." That's clearly that is us. Is our defense is a problem. You know what I mean?
This is this
Like,
is this is the new normal. This is the new
yes,
normal.
it's the new normal.
Yep.
It's this mentality that let's go out, play great defense, score one goal, keep a clean sheet, and just squeak away with a 1-0. That's not how the MLS is going anymore. You think that's going to work against Miami? Miami's on an absolute tear. Like,
Whether Messi's there or not. Whether
yeah,
Messi's there or not. It's
I get
so
it.
many
It's
teams have
messy and
added
everything, but
so much depth, and
you
we'll
got rid
get
of your
into
team.
it in beyond the pitch, but man, we don't have that at all. I don't know what that word means. This team doesn't.
No, they never
But
will.
at
They never will.
what goal do you think they quit on Curtin? When they
Second.
went down what? Second
I
goal?
think
That early?
honestly, I think at halftime when they subbed out
Yeah.
Martinez and put Carranza up top, I think Martinez was saying, I don't want to play in this.
Yeah.
because there's no way that the report said he was sick. Okay, now I can believe that if he didn't start. You know what I mean? Like if he wasn't
Yeah.
starting and he like before the game came out said he was sick, that's why Bueno took over at the 6. I could completely understand it. But I think Martinez gave up wholeheartedly. And I like Jose Martinez. I think he's the emotional leader of this team.
He saw the writing on the wall.
I think so too. 100%.
Yeah.
But
They quit though. They quit big time.
100%. 100%. I don't think, and I mean, you could see it in all their body languages. Like, I think after the one game, like the one goal, you just saw Quinn just kind of standing there with his hands on his hips, like, and just blowing. Like, it's just what like Tuesday night was just so bad. And literally, as I'm watching the game, I'm sitting on my chair and I'm just sitting there just like this. And I forget who came in, and Ashley walks down the steps and goes, "So how's it going?" And I go, "Well, we put everybody in." And I was like, "We put Mbaizo in, we put Bueno in." And she goes, "Oh, so we gave up. Cool." Like even she knows it. It doesn't take much to realize that they just gave up. So
Yep.
I'm
One word, final thought. What's your? I think you said it earlier, but what's your one word or in one to 3 words? What's your
humiliating,
takeaway from? Yeah,
humiliating, embarrassing, tragic.
embarrassing.
How
Yep.
about that? Those are my 3 things: tragic, embarrassing,
Yep.
humiliating.
Yep.
What about you? I need something from you because I can't just be the one that's.
Oh yeah, no,
Oh,
embarrassing.
yeah.
Embarrassing. I mean, that's I like humiliating. That one's because it's not just in a tournament where you're going against an international team, Mexican league like that. Everyone else from MLS is watching that now.
Yeah.
This isn't the same Union team that is top 5 in the league, top 2 in the Eastern Conference.
No,
So,
I think that showed them that they're hovering around where my wife's prediction was. I think 8 or 9 in the East. I really like
yeah.
they're not showing me that they won it. It's just they didn't want it Tuesday night against Pachuca. And then what frustrated me even more is let's just that was against Pachuca. So now let's talk about Austin. They wanted it in the first half. That was
45
it.
minutes they wanted it. That was it.
Just to say, "Hey fans, here we go. We heard you. We're going to come out and do this." And they did. They played great. We came on, we said in the pregame, it's what we wanted to see. And then at the halftime show, we sat here and said, "They better not let up." And what the hell did they do? They let up. They let up. They were like, "All right, cool. Let's sit back and relax."
Is
Not
it
even relax. What?
is it that they let up, or is it that they had 2 minutes of mental mistakes or 2 minutes of gameplay of horrible mental mistake soccer that gave up 2 goals that if for 2 goddamn minutes, if you
Literally.
just play better soccer, you walk away with 3 points. Literally. For 88 minutes, plus the stoppage time in each half. What was it? It was crazy at the end. What was it? Like,
So
it
it went
ended
from
up being like,
7 to
what, 8
10, and
minutes
then
or
it
something like
stopped.
that?
Yeah, it was stupid.
Yeah. So those 8 minutes and then the 6 minutes or 5 minutes from the first half. You mean to tell me for 88 minutes you can play great soccer, put up 2 goals, but for 2 goddamn minutes, that's all it took.
Yeah.
But
I wanna say
is
this real
this
quick.
go
This
ahead.
8th and ninth is optimistic. No, that's me being pessimistic. My take start of the season was I think this team is 4th, and I think we had a good chance to get 4th. I don't see that in this team right now. I don't at all.
Ooh.
Especially if we consistently we haven't seen them play a full 90 minutes of good soccer. Not even great. We haven't seen them play good soccer. It's been half in the first,
I
like,
would say
and it's never
Saprissa.
been in the first half.
Saprissa, I would say Saprissa is that the only game that I would give and if I was grading, I'd give an A for.
The home game or the away game?
Every other game, yeah, every other game, and they're what? That's 4 games in Champions Cup, and
Champions.
then the 4 games. So 8 games that they've played, and
They have one win, one full, clear win in 3-2 in
it really
Spleece.
meant nothing if you in grand scheme of things. It didn't mean a goddamn thing because you're not even in that tournament anymore.
No,
And now we're over here in MLS, and they came out for 45 minutes. Everyone got on Twitter, Facebook, whatever it was, Union social media, praising them. Oh, this is the team that we thought, blah, 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 all great things. And it was. It was a great
yes,
first half. How many opportunities? I would have loved if they were up 2-0 at
yeah,
half. They very well could
should
have
have
been
been,
with the
should have been.
opportunities that they, oh, absolutely. And then second half, those 2 mental mistakes. Um, we talked about it when we were talking about the Pachuca, the, you know, Low whiffing and missing, Elliott being out of place, and then the second goal off a set piece that just got through the initial line and then just ricocheted and went to an open player who, while everyone's rushing around like that, trying to get into position, bam, goal. And it was a great shot. It was a great shot.
They
But
both were, but
who
again,
was that?
they're out of
Rubio?
position. I'm looking. I'm pulling
I,
this one up real quick. Give me a second.
I think the second goal was Rubio, but it's just it was so deflating. And I will say I was happy to see that they had the fight in them to get
Get that second goal back.
the tying goal, to get that by Ua. That was a great what was that? A ball in by Harriel, right? I think it was
Yes,
a pass in, right? It was a great pass by him. Got through. I think it was it deflected off the at first, and
I
then it got
think
through.
so a little
Either
bit.
way,
Yeah,
great goal by Ua. His third of the season. So
third of
the penalty
second
shot.
MLS, second of MLS, third of all comps.
What do you think about the set piece that they had, the design play off of the hand, or no, on the right outside the box that led to the handball with Kai?
I love it. Kai's again feeling it. Is the goal now to just prepare for a cup run at the end, and y'all need another center back? Kelly, you're preaching to the choir. I think we need a
Preach to the
lot.
choir. Yep.
We need a lot. I think the goal going into the season, as him and I have said it, was a trophy no matter what, and I don't see that happening again. But um, well, what were you? I'm sorry. What were
What
you saying?
what the amount of stretches that they went where they just continued to look lost too, where the offsides calls.
That yeah,
You kept you how many times have we text throughout games where why the hell can't they stay on side?
it's pathetic.
It's and some of the times they don't need, I would say a good portion of the times they don't need to be going offside, because if they stay on side, there's this it would have been the same outcome. The mental mistakes, it just seems like this has become this team's what they are. They're gonna have these mental mistakes. If we can go up against teams that are going to have the same sort of mental mistakes, then that's we're either gonna tie, or we're gonna walk away with very few times with 3 points this season, and that's
Very
just
very seldom.
I don't know how this was the game that
You
they
needed
could
to
have
win.
done it, that
No, it's
they
not
could have
could have.
walked away with 3
You
points.
needed to.
Yeah, and it would
Needed to.
have I know it would have calmed me down, right? It would have calmed you down, it would have calmed a whole bunch of fan base down, knowing what we're going into this Saturday against Portland. I think it would
Late
have set
start.
expectations, it would have tempered things, because they would have been like, "Okay, well, we just got 3 points, you know, based off the situation and everything that they have going on with all the 10 players missing, we can understand this." But it's a missed opportunity, and I see a lot of people saying that, regardless, getting a point on the road is always a good thing,
That's
but
loser mentality. Loser
but
mentality. I'm
when
sorry.
but when you that's a good thing if you didn't just get your ass kicked 6-0.
Yes. Yes.
It
Um,
That's it. Not every team is
not every team is
taking
Miami where
stealing a
they
point
have
on the
everybody.
road. Yeah. And not every
Have
team is stealing a point on the road
no.
after not getting their ass kicked. So it's I don't know, for me, it just felt more like a loss than it did a tie where we're
They've all
getting a point.
the thing is too, like, if you think about it, Kelly, I'll get to this comment. I have it up for a reason. Like, we have 3 ties in MLS right now. 2 of them feel like losses. Chicago at home and this one. The one win that we feel like the one tie was Kansas City because we stole that one. We did. It was in stoppage time, final 3 minutes. Like, I completely agree. But coming off a 6-0 loss to not give the fan club like the club and the fans like no, we got this, we're going for it, and then to at the press conference just be like, oh no, it's really hard to get a point on the road, so we're happy we got a point. None of us are happy. I'm not.
I'm not. I know some people were, and that's cool because I know
But
during
that's a
times like
loser
this,
mentality.
you gotta try to find, I guess, any sort of positives, but just I I find it hard to the only positive for me is that they were able to come back to get the tie.
Cool, but I don't care. That's not
That Yeah,
that's
it doesn't change how I feel about Tuesday's
that
game
game.
against
They should have
Pachuca,
walked away with
and
3.
yeah, yep.
Let's get to the
You wanna
comments real
go into
quick.
it?
Kelly, have all the DP positions been filled for y'all? Yes. I believe if you have this roster, I think they're italics. I think it's
It's,
Ua, Carranza, Gazdag,
uh,
and I think Kai's the other one. I think because he got a lot. He got a fat contract.
maybe, yeah. But I
Yes.
know the first 3 you said is yeah, but I don't
Yeah.
know if Kai is.
I think
But
Kai's the
yeah,
fourth.
so
When you state mental mistakes, that's coaching. Agreed. Curtains on the hot seat, and I think all of our books.
yeah,
I think he's a great guy. I think he's a good coach, but I think he's at the Andy Reid point where it's time to go separate ways or move him to the front office. I think we need a new coach, though. I really do.
I think this is a case of the players want something to change because you mentioned it about this is the what, 3rd year of this same core
Yep.
going for this push, and it's the same mentality, it's the same sort of, and result, just barely missing out on things, and now the we're advancing not as far in each tournament now, and
No.
the results are getting more and more frustrating, and nothing's changing, and I think the players are starting to get frustrated with what are we like, you're why are we doing this?
Yeah.
What and that is he losing the locker room?
I don't
Could
think
that be
so.
the thing?
I don't think so.
I know
He's a
guys like
player's
him and
coach, is what
stuff,
they say.
but
I don't
man,
know. Ties are better than losses, not when you don't have any wins. Agreed.
yeah.
Agreed. If this is like middle of June, July, like right before we were doing Leagues Cup, I can understand that, but I don't. All that we didn't give up mentality in the preseason is gone. They beat themselves. 1,000% agree. A
Oh,
thousand
yeah.
percent agree. It's not preseason. You just got eliminated from CONCACAF. You got like you came out in the first half against Austin and showed that's the team that now I was expecting. You and I were both expecting like that's the team I want to see.
Mhm.
I want to see the aggression. I want to see them hold possession. I want to see them attack. I want to see this killer mentality. And then they just didn't do it the second half. I texted you like we were texting again. People, I can't stress enough how much that Steve and I text during soccer games, especially union games. We're just talking all the time. Okay, that's why this makes a lot of for us to do this podcast makes a lot of sense because this is just what we do,
Mhm.
just texting wise, and it's frustrating because I do believe they gave up or they started to play defense before those 2 goals, before the first goal happened. I thought they just started to sit back again, like, all right, cool, we got the lead going in the half, we're playing great. Now let's play our defenses and let's show that we are strong defensively, and they're not. They just
Engraved in
haven't
them.
been.
It's
The what?
engraved in them to have
Yes,
it's engraved in them to have that mentality of, "Oh, we're up? Oh, okay. We know what
defense.
to do.
It's
We
it's
know what to
the
do."
the mentality and the strategy of let's go score 1 and then play defense or vice versa. Let's play defense, spring them on the counter. It's not working. The league has gotten better. The league, and especially figuring out too, this is the third year in a row. Again, the league has figured out the Curtin way and the Union way. He has to adapt.
100%.
He has to change. Like he changed, we've changed so much. We're finally a winning club, and it feels like we're retreating again. And well, that's one of my top fives. I got to get into that later. I'll stop there. But like, it's frustrating. It's frustrating. What's the pulse of the supporters group? Do they want to see Jim leave? No, buddy,
Ooh,
no. I I'm not going to speak for the supporters group because they're very indifferent on what Steven and I have to say about a lot of things. Like a lot of them love the people that we say we don't like. And it's not that we disagree, but it's just what the feel is. Like it's no, we love Chris Donovan. No, we love seeing Leon Flack. And obviously I don't hate Leon Flack. I just don't think he's the greatest. He should have been playing more minutes over Jack McGlynn last year. But we're hurting without him. Like we're hurting without him. Like it comes Saturday, he would be our six on Saturday, but we don't have a six man right now. Like it's
I'm a big believer on there's an expiration date for a lot of things when it comes to stuff like this. And I think maybe sometimes it's time for a change in different areas. And in most sports, the first place is the coach. So I know that I think they've outperformed expectations, and that's what has saved his job. But when you're seeing teams,
they hit
it's
their
like
peak
when
and decline.
yeah, it's like when you hit your peak early and you're so much better than everyone, and now you get to, once everyone catches up to you, and you're not getting any better because you're like, "Oh, well, I'm so good. We'll rely on this to get these wins and or to get these, get these points." And now you're just not. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to blame in this. I kind of feel like Miami and the way they've gone about things has kind of forced every other team to go about with the type of signings that they have, which, yeah, in the grand scheme of things is good for MLS. But unfortunately, if you're a Union fan, it's not because ownership isn't going to have that mentality. So it's one of the things that is going to be the case of you're going to have to fail and in order to see a change. So they've done too good for so long that they benefited from this success, and now their success has run out, I feel like, and people are starting to see it, and it's a shame because this team, I think, has relied so much on the fan support. So now it's relying. Hold on. Tom's got technical difficulties, so y'all just with me. But I feel like with what is going on with this team is you got fans who are a little bit worried with what the next chapter is going to be. And I think there are a lot of fans who are seeing the writing on the wall when it comes to this team and what they expect out of this team. Expectations are lower, and I think that kind of solidified on Tuesday. This game, I think for 45 minutes, people were all right, cool, we're back. This is good. And then mental mistakes, they reverted back to exactly what we've been seeing for this season, and we got a tie. And it sucks because going forward, what do you expect? What can you expect? For me, it's not going to be another week of it. I don't expect anything this week at all. So now we're waiting for March 30th. And oh, there he is. Welcome back. So
Yeah.
what I was saying is I don't know, and maybe we can wrap up with this segment and move into the next segment since we're going to talk about moving forward, what we expect with this team. Do you have anything else on Austin?
I left on Austin. No, I want to see that first half team that we saw in Austin more. And if we don't, I this is it's still okay. This is still a playoff team. I'm not going to sit here and say that it's not, but some things have got to change. Summer window. I'm scared that we're going to lose Carranza, and then what are we going to do up top? You know what I mean? Like I'm looking ahead to that, but this is still a playoff team. I'm not fully convinced we're going to make a run. Maybe later. I know it's early. It's kind of an overreaction Sunday or whatever. But right now, I'm worried. I'm very worried. Let's because we got to jump into the next. Because we got some good points to
Yeah.
talk about for the other two. Like I mean, we keep going and talking about like Austin and looking forward and everything. Like like let's do this.
Sure.
Wish I could hear that
Beyond the
song.
Pitch is brought to you by Righteous Felon. Go to www.righteousfelon.com. Use promo code OCSN in all caps for 15% off the best jerky around. Any orders $50 and over gets shipped free. It's good stuff. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, dude, when when the video was playing, when the segment video was playing. I
I'm
was
like,
like,
man,
damn, we really haven't heard that goddamn song that much.
yo, seriously.
Shit.
We heard it a lot for
So
the Saprissa game because we were, that was like the best game that we've played realistically. But like other than
yeah,
that, like it's frustrating, man.
not
But
much of it.
no, let's
So we finished last segment talking about moving forward. Um, these last two games have put so much um in question moving forward, emotion wise and expectations wise. And then we have this game knowing that we have this many players gone. So expectations for this game are already out the window. So it's almost like, all right, so now I'm looking 2 weeks in advance and I don't want to go too much into that game, into what is that, Minnesota? But it's,
Minnesota's the 30th, yeah.
um, yep. So knowing what we know about who we're going to be putting out there against Portland, how does that measure your expectations or temper your expectations for this game?
I think we'll see our first loss, and it's actually going to be one of those ones that I feel like it's going to happen. Like, what are we going to do with our midfield? Like we were talking about it, even like just like rattling off our back line is like we don't even know the formation because we don't. We're going to see a lot of U2 players. Also, shout out them 2-1 today. Congratulations, U2. Big fan of their win today. Very, very good. And the what is it? The brigade, is that what it is? The Bridge Brigade. They're the Union, the
Bridge
Union
Brigade,
Two.
yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shout out to them. Shout out to them. Good job for them. I'm proud of them. Apparently Jimmy King was down there. I follow him on Twitter. I was following along with them for the game, and he said it's a lot of fun. Maybe we'll make a trip down there one time. I would like to. I would like to go check it out. I mean, might as well.
As well.
But no, it's I think we're gonna see a lot of calls. I think we're gonna see Rafa. I'm a big fan of him, obviously. I think
Mhm.
he's got to come up. You're gonna see. I mean, we got our tops. We got our top two in Ulan Carranza. They're not going. I mean, Carranza's an Argentinian. He's not going to the Argentinian national team. Like no matter what. I'm sorry. Let's just face reality. Union fans. He's not Jesus like everyone makes him out to be. He's good for us, but he's not our national team
They're
good.
too
Like,
good. They're too good.
yeah, no. Damn, that was good. But we're gonna have Ua and yeah, that was thank you for that. Ua and Kranza up top. Our midfield, we're gonna see Bedoya, so there goes your hot take. Bedoya is gonna start. Um,
Yeah.
and then who else in the Sullivan would be the midfield, Rafa would be in the midfield. So there's your three, but that's an attacking lineup. And then that worries me too because that means Bedoya is going to be playing the six, and I didn't like what I saw from him playing the six against Pachuca. Then again, we were down big. Pachuca was just running all over us, so Bedoya really couldn't do much. But I feel like that's the play if you're going to do your 4-3-3 like you want to do. You know what I mean? You're going to have Quinn, Rafa, and Bedoya as your midfield. I
You
don't
you
hate it.
mentioned it you mentioned it in, one of the previous games where we saw the first time that they used this makeshift lineup. What do you and what do you think about Elliott sliding up for Martinez in his spot for a
I'm
game
fine
like
with it.
this?
Fine with it, but then who's going to be your other starting center back?
I mean,
Oh,
you're gonna have to play
Matt Real.
Real at some point.
Yeah, I
He's
think
gonna
then you
see
would put
minutes this game.
I think you would. Oh, Harriel's not going to be here, so never mind. So then,
No.
uh,
And
you
let's
could see.
clap it up. Let's give a little round of applause for those guys getting called up for the US, US team. That's always good when our guys are getting called up for our country's team,
Yeah.
So
Well, it's also
definitely
too. It's also like let's like a little bit of a shout out too. Like that's what's awesome too about the union is we do have this talent that they're able to get called up for their national team, i.e., Andre Blake, Damian Lowe for Jamaica. We're going to see them in Concacaf. I think they actually play the United States too, so that's going to be one of those you're going to see our boys play, right? McGlynn and Harriel going up. They're young and there's talent. You can see them. I'm surprised Quinn's not going. I'm actually really surprised by that. Quinn's playing outstanding this season, and I will die on that mountain too. But like,
I just think they're loaded. I think they're loaded at his position. So I think
yeah,
he'll get his time though.
I
He's
think so
destined
for
for
sure.
it. So
Quadzilla. But yeah, no, I love that he got called on today. He's like, oh man, all right, cool. I guess I deal with that. But like, here we go again. Like, we're losing all these guys to the national team. And the big one too that we're noticing is Ty Baribo going to Israel for their national team, but yet he can't beat out Marcus Anderson and 25 for quality minutes. And again,
if he
that's
if if he gets minutes for that team, for
he's going to.
that national team, people are gonna be irate that he can't get minutes here
I think the
over.
fans are already mad about it, and I think
So
that
this is gonna be the sprinkles and the cherry on top.
yeah. I mean, he's seen what I think you have the numbers. I think it's like 156 total minutes that he's played with the Union since he's been on the team, and that's not a lot. Like that's not at
No,
all. And it's so frustrating because we're sitting here saying like if you went out and got him, why not play him? I don't understand it. And this would be the game. I get it, he's gone, but this would be the game that you'd be like, all right, cool, let's play him for Portland, or because he's going away this week, why did you not play him last night? I'm just like,
yeah.
what? Like, why was Donovan the first striker off the bench when Baribo's gone next week? And we're gonna see him. We're gonna see 25 take the field again on Saturday. I guarantee it. And I'm gonna go. That's it. That's another top
Well,
five
I
moment I
mean,
got to bring
this
up.
game, this one you have to. This game you have to.
Yes.
But I mean, if the fact that he even got called, that he's playing for his national team, for the Israeli national team, that tells me he's healthy enough, right?
Yes. He's been healthy though.
So
That's the problem. He's
yeah.
been healthy.
So I don't
Like
know.
we have
I don't know what
rumors
to
through the
think anymore.
grapevine that he's healthy and he's playing. It's just a conflict of interest right now. And I what do you say at this point? You know what I mean? Like it's just
And to me, that falls on Curtin as well.
yes. But it fell on Curtin last year
Um,
with Perea and Torres too. We never saw them take the field. And I loved what I saw from Andres Perea. I really did. That guy can ball. And New York City got a
I
great midfielder out of that.
I'm excited to see how Rafa does, and I hope he starts.
I think
I
he
hope he
will.
starts,
I think he
especially
will.
especially since he got the start in
Kansas City.
the last game we had the makeshift lineup against what was that? Sporting KC, I think.
Kansas City. Yep.
Yep.
He played
So
well. It was his first
I'm
game
looking
jitters.
forward. Yep. I'm looking forward to see how he responds and seeing those hopefully those jitters aren't there this game as much. Portland's a good team, dude. They're coming off a loss to Houston. So I think that's gonna be uh under a little fire under them, especially knowing what type of team they're getting ready to come play and what
Yep.
the players that we're gonna be fielding. Do you think maybe we might get lucky and maybe you know how sometimes teams play down to their competition when they know going into it? Do you think that that could possibly be a thing that we see?
I don't think for Portland it is. I think if it's us, yes, but I don't see it being that way for Portland. I think Portland has a chance for an MLS Cup run. Um,
Yeah.
and I just again, it we will do that. And we're saying that because we're used to, oh, we're playing down to our competition, or again, i.e. Charlotte and Toronto last year where we got smoked by them in the end of the season, which was a joke. We play down to that. So now are we're going to sit here and say, are we going to expect the same thing from other teams? No, I do not expect the same thing from a team like Portland or a team like Miami or a team like LAFC. They're not going to play down to us. We will play
Yeah.
down to them when they're bad, but no, absolutely no chance. I think that
Yeah.
they're going to come out, and I think this probably could be a 3-1 final. I think that they put a hurting on us. I really do.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blake's not even playing too, so we're gonna see Union Oliver again, which fan of the show.
I'm not mad at,
He's a show
actually.
favorite.
I'm I'm really not mad at
I like him. I
him
think he's a
being
good
but
goalie.
and now Blake is a part of my in the next segment for Fang's top 5, but
Oh,
nothing bad, but
I
I'm
think we're gonna
excited
have. I think for the
for
first time we're gonna have a very different top five, and I'm actually like really anxious for it. Um, so that's gonna be cool. But like just looking forward to Portland, I don't see this team putting up more than one goal with who we're gonna have. And I think that bodes very bad for us. Our defense will have Elliott and Glesnes as our main center backs, and even if Elliott's the sixth, like who he's going to be next to him, I think we could see like maybe a 3-5-2 develop. Maybe we'll see Curtin throw out a 5-4-1, and we'll just scrape together defenders. I'm just it's not
I'm
boding
an
well.
I know you may not wanna hear this, but I think this is a game for Uwa to earn his earn his paycheck, man, big time, and for him to step up and prove the people or show the people who are saying that he's been a waste or he hasn't been playing well, should prove them wrong. Um,
I think this
Same
season to
thing, I
even
think
have that
with
narrative is a joke though right now. The way that the
no,
way
I
that
know,
this guy's playing, I think it's but
but there are those people out there, so I think this is a game where Carranza, Ua, Wagner, they are really gonna have to earn what they're making.
yeah,
Same thing with, Glesnes. He's I feel like he's kind of been in the same boat as Bedoya, where he could kinda be used as the first defender coming off the bench, for whomever. But Lowe and Elliott, even though I mentioned before about just how bad the center back or the CBs have played, they're I don't know, they're the best 2 that we've seen, and
yeah,
I liked the lineup last night with Glesnes, and I know he didn't play, which tells me he's in for
he's in for
they know
Saturday.
he's gonna be relied on. He's gonna be relied on a lot
Yep.
for,
I
Saturday.
think the sports hernia surgery really set him back a number. I really do. I think something's not sitting right with him. I mean, again, 2 years ago he was the defender of the year. Something's lingering with that, I think. He's not the same. I was very happy with the Pachuca game at home that he played because he played very, very well. It was a bounce back game for him.
Much better,
But we
much
haven't
better.
seen that Galesnes again. And but again, like we said, we've played 7 games so far this season, and we've gotten one good game from him. Just like we could say the same thing about a lot of players that we've gotten one good game from, and that's extremely frustrating. You know what I mean? Like it truly is. Just
Final thoughts? I don't want to get too because my expectations are really low for this game.
I'm
I would love. I mean, prove me wrong, and I'd love. Don't get me wrong. I'd love. I'm going to cheer him on like no other still, but
you gonna be awake for the whole
knowing
thing?
what we have,
I know you worked that
I'm
day
gonna
too,
try.
so I know it's gonna be
I
hard.
know. I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna
All right.
try.
We'll talk about that in the
I'm going
90th
to.
minute. Let's get to our fun one because I'm
Yeah.
actually looking forward to this one for you and I.
All right. Let's go. Fangs Top 5 is brought to you by Sterling Pig Beer out of Media, PA. Go to www.sterlingpig.com. Use the Pig on the Fly service. Use promo code OCSN in all caps for free shipping on your selection of Sterling Pig Beer. Anything over $65, you have it shipped right to your door. Pennsylvania, Virginia, and DC residents only. There he is. Hey, get a little fang going. Here we go. All right, man.
I want to send this to Fang. I want to be like, "Yo, Fang, see, look, we got a whole section for you, buddy." So
There you go.
he doesn't have to kick my butt literally anymore.
So,
That was a fun
are we gonna
experience.
keep with the same
Kylie won last week.
me first? Did she beat me? Good. Did
She
you get
beat both of
anything?
us.
Last time I
I
saw it
didn't
was
get anything.
1-1.
I didn't get anything. Kylie got like 4 on Spotify.
Dang, she got
She
me.
got 4.
Not fair. Not fair.
But you got 1, I got 0. So between you and I, you took the lead on that. So
I'm not beating you in our 90th minute game, but I'm beating
we'll
you in this one at least.
get that. All right, let me
All
hear
right,
it,
so
buddy.
all right, you want me to go? All right. So this is our top 5 takeaways from
The past
Champions
week.
Cup and Austin. So number 5, this team has played and has deserved the 3 points it has. Uh this is the new norm. We talked about it before. It's unfortunate, but this is a team who has only earned the 3 points that it has. And we're lucky to have one of the points in the Sporting KC game, that we stole. So really, this is
Do you not feel that
3
way about
points.
the
We're lucky to
Chicago
have
game though?
3 points. Yeah. And the Chicago game. So yeah, that's what I mean by like we are lucky to have, or that we deserve. We have played like a team that has only 3 points this far with this many games into the season. Number 4, one of my positives, I think Gazdag looked better. He looked a little bit more,
Guys,
he
Daggy.
was moving better without the ball, he was in position better. He got, a couple better touches too. He's not sitting there trying to get fancy with it and get the perfect, a shot off. He got a few good shot offs. He got his, patented penalty kick, which round of applause to him. 20 to start or his career, his first 20. He put in the back of the net. So that's my number 4. Number 3, and I don't know if this is the fact that he's been dealing with injuries last season and just start this season. Age, if it's father time, he's undefeated. But Blake looks like he's a step slower. And I don't know if that looks the case because the defense is playing out of position and he isn't able to.
No, keep going. I want to after you're done. I just want to time in real quick. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
okay. Um, and if that has anything to do with it, if it's the amount of minutes he's playing, whether it's international or with us, in the amount of tournaments we're playing, and not saying I'm ungrateful or saying that he's bad, but man, oh man, some of these goals, we are giving up a lot of goals, and I'm trying to. I do want to give them the benefit of the doubt and say that a lot of it is more on them being out of position, the defense, but
It's
Union Oliver has kind of looked a little bit better, in my opinion, in the minutes that he's got.
so my
So
timeout
for
that I
me,
wanted to
number
put
3, that's
the timeout I wanted to put
I'm
on. I said that against was a Flamingo. I texted you about that. I was like, "Oh boy," because remember it was that one goal where it was the PK that he came out, and I was like, "Oh, he looks a step slower." I'm like, he doesn't normally do that. So I'm not. Never mind. I completely agree with you about that. So I just wanted to throw that out there because that rung in my mind too. I'm like, wow, he does look slower, and I remember that one instance that we were talking about during that flamingo. I think let's call them the flamingos, whatever. But
yeah,
that stuck out to me. So continue. I apologize for interrupting. I had to use my time out there though.
no, oh yeah, you're one time out. Yeah, you're good.
Yep, that's
We
fine.
should get cards.
We
I'm used.
yo, Joe, get us your
Yeah,
card, bud.
Joe, we need yeah. So, then number 2, my other positive, they finally had a good first half. They needed to have a half like that to at least show the fan base we can we can still play competent soccer. We
Yes.
know what we're doing. We can still push the ball when we need to. Saturday or Tuesday against Pachuca wasn't necessarily a fluke, but we're not going to get our ass kicked like that again. Sort of,
Yeah.
mentality. But my number 1 is hot seat is for me at least for Curtin. And I'm really close to being like, yeah, this might be a curtain call for Curtin. It it's starting to get frustrating, especially when I listen to the post game pressers that he does, and it's just we talked about it before, the same goddamn thing. Oh, yeah, some guys are playing out of position, and that falls back on the fitness. I'm sick of hearing that.
Yeah.
I'm sick of hearing that, oh yeah, I'm really disappointed, but this isn't who this team is. It is.
Yes.
It's how you manage. It has to do with your subs. It has to do with your style of play. And I think we have on paper some players who could get the leash, just throw it away. Just let them go.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be the same goddamn thing over and over and over again. I texted you last night. Our subs, doesn't need to be in order of when they come in, but the sub for Carranza needs to be Anderson. The sub for, um, if
Martinez.
Bueno's starting, the sub needs to be Bedoya. If there's a set, like, have a set sub. If there's a sub coming in for Harriel, it needs to be Mbazo. If there's a sub coming in for either Lowe or Elliott, it needs to be Glesnes. But it does why we're giving 25 minutes, why we're not playing Baribo when we know damn well he's getting ready to get minutes here, for his
International team.
international team. He's on his hot seat for me, got super, super hot, especially after the performance from this. So, what do you got? Let me hear
I
yours.
think just to add on to your list, I think Jim C got a lot hotter after Pachuca, and I think that's why he wanted to come out the first half. But I still don't think it took away the coolness because of the tie. I think
Mhm.
it still should be. Let's keep that same energy. It still should be really, really warm right now. Like it should. Um,
Burning.
yeah, I don't see how it can. I mean, I like Curtin. I think he's like I said, we've been over this.
Oh,
I
yeah.
like Curtin,
Yeah.
but I think it's let's mutually separate or promote him to be in the front office to be like, open your checkbooks. Like, let's do something. I did
Him
what
and
I could to
Bedoya.
play with the money ball. Yeah,
Him and Bedoya. Send them together. Yep. I love
like
that.
yeah, open your checkbooks. Let's spend some money. Let's make our fans actually feel like we're trying to win something instead of moneyballing this to develop Union 2. I'm sorry. Union 2 might win a title before the Union 1. Gonna throw that out there. That's gonna be a hot take. How about that? All right. Number 5 for me. Ua haters can shut the hell up this season. He's got 3 goals across all comps. You want to come at Ua? Shut up. He's finally healthy and he's playing like it. I'm sorry. He should not have been pulled last night. I thought he was one of the bright spots up top. I am one of the guys that I will say I'm this way. Whenever I see Carranza down, I go hashtag Carranza down on Twitter. I didn't, and the one time I saw Ua on the ground, he got a foul, got a yellow card out of it for the other guy. So Ua was a bright spot for me, and I'm shocked that he got pulled. Really, really was. And I hate
Me too.
I hate seeing that it's at the 65th minute, and he just had scored in the 63rd. Ua has 3 goals across all comps, 2 in MLS. So, and he's tied. There's it's obviously it's still early in the season, but again, he's only got half of what Suarez and Messi have. So, I mean, shut up, everybody.
I think he has more than what he had last season. I think he has more than what he had last season already.
At this time,
he's damn near
yeah.
close.
At this time, yeah. I think he got his first goal in that hat-trick game against Toronto in the rain. So, that's my number 5 is Ua haters shut up. He's playing well. Okay. Number 4 is I'm convinced Chris Donovan has blackmail on Curtin. There is no reason that this man should be seeing minutes over Baribo and over Marcus Anderson. In a game like that, no way. When you just got defeated 6-0 and you want to come out and that was the game to win. No. Why he continues to get minutes over those two is a joke, and it's actually hurting this squad. And it hurts a lot of the fan base because I know whenever I see him enter the game, I know the game's over, we're done, we don't care. That's number 4 for me, and I will die on that mountain. Get that kid down bottom of the depth chart. Set him to USL, set him to Union 2. Union 1 minutes, absolutely not. Ridiculous. Done with it. Number 3. This rebuild is going to hit harder than anything. Now, I was a part of this team in I've been a fan for many, 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 many years. This is the first time, last 3 years, I've been heavily more involved. It's because of the people I've met. It's because of doing stuff like this. But I've never not been a fan. The teams from 2010 to 2016, 17 were awful. We're about to hit that. It's going just seeing because I'm seeing what we're going to put out on Saturday. Realizing that, oh shit, when this golden age of Union soccer it hits, it's going to hit hard, and we're in a lot of trouble. We are. Number 2, this team is not good enough to win MLS Cup as of right now. That's my number 2 takeaway. After 6-0, and then you had a chance to win that game, and you played scared ball again. This team is not good enough to win MLS Cup. There needs to be changes immediately. Whether that's the owners sell the team, they open their paychecks come summer transfer window. We see something. But right now, this roster, this team, this coach, this everything is not good enough to win MLS Cup. Plain and simple, cut and dry. And the number 1 thing that I took away from this past week is this team's identity is really, really, really unknown. We've seen only 3 total good halves of soccer in 8 games. And that worries the hell out of me. Think about it. We've seen 3 good halves. The second half against Pachuca, the first half against Pachuca at home, and then the first half against Austin last night.
Austin. Yep.
We've seen 3 good halves where either we've attacked, we've passed, we've held possession, defense looks good. Just 3. And it may be 4 if you want to say the whole home game against Saprissa. But it's not been one of those I've seen a full 90 minutes. I'm convinced this team can do something. I've seen the coaching change, the substitutes come in and everything. I've not seen any of this. And we have a long season ahead of us. If that's what I'm taking away from a 6-0 loss to a 2-2 tie where you had to come out and win that game. Because now you're going to go in on Saturday against Portland with a depleted roster that you might lose. You have a 80% chance. I 80% confident that they're going to walk away with a loss. 1% win. The rest is the other percentage is a tie. Not good at math right now.
And what sucks too is how crazy our emotions and our feelings about everything could be. Is even if they walked away with a tie against Portland, can you imagine how you would feel? How we feel next week
I'm
doing
still going to
this?
be frustrated. I'm tired of these ties.
I know, but a tie with a lineup that we put out.
That would be considered a win, I think, at this point too. But I don't see that
But
happening.
my whole thing is my reasoning for saying that is just like how crazy this can go from what we're feeling now to damn it, maybe a tie against Portland. But yeah, the chances of even that are what?
Very
Not high
slim.
for me at all. I say 20% chance of a tie. I'm 20% chance tie. I'm 5% chance we
Win
win and 75% chance that
a loss.
this is
So
a
it's not much
loss.
different because I
So
still said 85% chance loss. So we're still
yeah,
expecting in 6 days going to
much.
Portland, probably in the rain because it's Portland, it's Oregon. We're gonna see
No,
rain
it'll
and
be
we're gonna see a
sunny
lot of snow.
there because it's a Union away game. It'll be sunny and beautiful there for them.
Probably,
They're gonna
but
be like, "Oh yeah, no, it's great there." No, I like that. I like yours. I like yours a lot.
I did
So,
like yours too.
are
So
you
like, but
gonna?
again,
We're gonna
we
put
weren't.
up. We're gonna. No, no, not any similarities really this time at all.
That was good. That actually gives us a good list to actually go off of too.
So why don't you say we wrap it up with the final segment and talk about
Man.
what we think the scores and everything will be for Saturday.
Yep.
The 90th minute is brought to you by Warlord Beard Oil. Go to www.warlordbeardoil.com. Use promo code Old Sports in caps for 15% off beard oils, body wash, soap, swag, and much, much more. They are veteran owned companies, so please make sure you guys go use that code and support them. Colin and I are both veterans. Colin's a Marine veteran, I'm an Army veteran. So please make sure you guys go supporting them is supporting us. So make sure you guys go do that. Colin is kicking my ass in this game that we created.
Love it.
He is
Back on
very,
top.
you know what I've noticed is you're very good at throughout the week, either completely changing what you went with or just saying, I'm just going with it. You're very
I'm
good
sticking
at
to my gut,
because
right?
everything when you change it, that's where you've gotten me. And it's like, God damn it. So this last game, we switched it up a little bit for the post game show. You took
Pre-game
you
show
kept it as a 1-1 what you did 1-1 draw,
with the new
which you
goal.
got a point there. And then you had our only goal being Ua, which he got one of our two. Neither one of us had Gazdag. I had the game being a 3-1 win for us. Boy, was I ever
That's
wrong.
such a stretch.
With Sullivan being a
Two
two-goal
goal.
scorer and Anderson, who didn't even get to see the pitch for whatever goddamn reason, as my other goal scorer. So that puts you at 5, me still with a lonely one. So that can change very
I
fast.
think it
We
could
got a
change this
long
week
season.
too.
Got a long season. So it's either going to continue this way or it's just going to continue to get, or I'm going to make it interesting, which I don't know. I'm hoping this week.
Well, we're
This
not
is a
doing a
good week
live show
to
for
get
Saturday
crazy
night.
with.
We're not doing a live show for Saturday night. I'm not staying up for that. I'm not going to
10:30. No,
do that for
no,
this. So whatever we say
no,
here is going to count. I mean, I know the past 2 times that we've done it, it's changed and it's helped out a lot because we were able to do live shows.
not
Yeah,
this game.
not this
All
game.
right.
So that's frustrating because that's helped me out a lot in that sense.
Thank you for the 10:30. I don't think we have any more 10:30 games either. Yeah, because those are
It's
all.
the West Coast one,
So this
yeah.
will be the only time I get lucky. So what do you got? What do you have as the result?
Sticking with mine. It's a loss. It's 3-1, and I think Ua snags one just to shut up the rest of his haters. I just do.
All right.
This is going to be a
And
big
with
goose
the
egg.
result being a
Points.
loss, you don't
No man of the
have
match.
a man of the match, correct?
Not
All
for
right.
us. No, absolutely no way.
All right. So I've thought about this. I'm like, do I make things interesting
How
and just do
positive are you going
something
to be?
different? So no, not positive, not positive. Um, I'm going, I guess positive. Screw it, because I talked myself into it by saying I'm gonna say result 1-1 with
Man.
a with a Carranza goal. And I guess if he scores the goal, I'm gonna put him as my man of the match. Because I think if we tie, that we might see an announcement of a man of the match. So I'm gonna go that way. I'm gonna hope and trust that Ua, Carranza, Wagner, and the veteran leadership of Glesnes, Bedoya can get us at least a draw, especially with the way Union Oliver's been playing. You got to, I got to.
Listen,
I have no other choice. Even if it's just for the result of this, I got to be able to hype myself up
I,
somehow for this game. So
I get
I'm
that,
starting
and
to talk myself into it. I got to get there. I got to get there.
I
And I'm
am
gonna do a Carranza goal. See. Last time I did this, I did 25 as the goal scorer just to freaking
just to piss me
piss you
off.
off, just to piss you off. So I'm not gonna do that this time. I'm gonna be more realistic with it and go with Carranza. So yeah, so I'm gonna go with the 20% of me that says
A tie.
tie. Yeah,
Jesus Christ,
and
you're giving a lot more hope
we'll
than
see
I
what
am, man.
type of lineup. We'll see what type of lineup we put out. I'm definitely gonna be nervous. I'm gonna have so much time to have that pre-hour freak
Yeah,
out for the lineup.
yeah.
But
I got baby girl this weekend too, so I know she's gonna want to. I'm gonna be in the
okay,
basement by myself, and I know I'm
okay.
gonna be a little upset.
Yeah. Next time everyone sees Colin, he's gonna be a year older. He's gonna be looking.
Oh,
He's gonna have some
damn it!
gray hair. Yeah, you're gonna have some gray hair next time we see you.
That's not true. That's
It's
not
because it's
true.
gone. Because you ain't got none. It's gone. Sorry, brother. So, gotta end on a funny note, you know. So, all right, everyone. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for the viewers that stuck with us. Thank you for the comments. Make sure you guys go and subscribe to the YouTube page, www.youtube.com at Old City Sports Network 4787. Colin froze on us, but he froze on a good picture. Look at that face. How could you be mad at it? Make sure you guys go subscribe to all the Old City Sports Network content for other shows like Center Ice, Unsportsmanlike Conduct, The Living Room Show, Ducks and Pucks, and Birds Word. So make sure you guys go out and check that out. Thank you for joining, and we'll see you guys next week. All right. Night, everybody.